Good morning, welcome to Horsebow. Another bit of this horsebow, magyar bow making process. So I've made some reinforcements on the SIA to make sure that the string grooves do not cut too much through the material, and I've narrowed the back side of the bow a bit. There you go. See, compared to the front, it's way narrower. There, the results of the feathering and the glue up. Right. I'll brace it with a step in. Make sure to support the riser. If you're not experienced with this and or have damaged earlier bows, use a stringer cord. We have the bow strung. We need a bow hook. We measure the brace height or tiller or distance between the bow and the string at the end of the riser. 20 to 7, 20 to 5. So there's a positive tiller of 2 millimeters, so that side is up. And lo and behold, it already had the arrow pointing upwards. Right, then we check if there's any twists. So you look down the bow on the backing side and you see if it does any strange twisting of the limbs. If so, you need to correct it, as I explained earlier. You make sure that the string is in the middle of the bow. Now, assuming you still have those center lines on the bow, as you can see there from our glue up, if you put the bow on a workbench, you could measure and see the string is in the middle, as it is showing there. I leave the tape on as long as possible to protect the bow, to stave a bit from little accidents, like falling or sharp tools on the workbench. Now I'm going to check the way it is bending. Check the curve, check the tiller, and I do it on my huge blackboard. Many of you have seen this board on Facebook or in other movies, videos. There. Now you're supposed to get that bow sort of horizontal. I hope it comes up well on this video. It's just my phone filming this. Anyway, horizontal, left, right, same height. In this case I put a simple scales on it. There. It tells me to draw weight. I glued up 5 layers of bamboo, just like in the kit, and I'm expecting to get something around 50 pounds at 28 inch from that. Right, pull it a little. Is this sort of level? You could now make a forced draw curve by measuring the draw weight every 1, 2, 3 inches, put it in a graph. And I'm checking to see if when I pull the bow, is the crossing of the lines on my board here the same as it is there. If I pull this down there, it's now touching the crossings here, 26 inches or so. Am I touching it there? Is this surface the same as that? Is the shape, the air shape, the block shape? It's about okay. Still roughish, but it's working. And then I pull it to 28 inch and check the draw weight, and it says 47.8, so that's about right. Now comes the time that you can tweak, sand, fiddle, correct the knocks, make sure they're very, very smooth. I run some sandpaper through it and just make sure you don't damage the string. I'm using an old string here. After you've checked the knocks and you're certain this draw is correct, this shape is correct, then you can pull it to, for instance, 30 inch. There, 30 inch. I'll walk to it so the camera follows me a bit. 30 inch. Right, now why do I mention this force draw curve? If you were to measure the pounds per inch the bow gains, this should be 2 pounds per inch, or 3 pounds per inch, 4 pounds per inch, whatever fits the design of your bow. Now, assuming that at 26 pound it does, at 26 inch it does 50 pound. If all of a sudden at 27 it does 70 pounds, it stacks. The draw weight is not a steady line going up, but it goes up as a steep curve. That means it stacks. That means you are at the edge of killing your bow, just in front of it, just before it. So if you measure the draw weight it gains per inch draw length, it should have a steady line. If it has a steady line, like this one, as I can feel that, and I can read it on the dial, I can pull it to 31. I will. I can measure it again. Still fine. The design is long enough, I can pull it to 32. If I were to measure this, I would probably see that it gains 2.5 pounds per inch, but at 32 it starts to gain 3.5 pounds per inch, meaning it starts to stack. Enough is enough. 32 inches is a respectable draw length for such a bow. I'm happy with that. Not everyone has one of these nice blackboards. Use a white ball, use a tiller stick, use something without all sorts of shapes and figures that distract you. Anyway, this is done. I'll be making the permanent string. I'll be taking the tape off and I'm going to send it. One little remark about taking the tape off. If we look at the riser bit here, it goes from wide to narrow. Make sure that is also the direction you pull the tape, from wide to narrow. If you pull it from narrow to wide, often the tape dislodges the edges of the fiberglass, tears, bow's dead. So make sure you pull the tape away from wide to narrow, and the same goes here from wide to narrow. Have fun with your projects, stay safe, stay sane, bye bye.